After his meeting with the CEOs of the American companies like Google and Microsoft, Donald Trump has slammed the European Union. In a social media post, the US president has noted, and I quote, "Europe today hit another great American company, Google, with a $3 billion fine, effectively taking money that would otherwise go to American investment and job. This is on the top of many other fixes and taxes that have been issued against Google and other American tech companies. In particular, very unfair, and the American taxpayer will not stand for it. As I have said before, my administration will not allow these discriminatory actions to stand, as Apple, as an example, was forced to pay $17 billion in a fine that, in my opinion, should not have been charged. They should get their money back. We cannot let this happen to brilliant and unprecedented American ingenuity. And if it does, I will be forced to start a Section 301 proceeding to nullify the unfair penalties being charged to these tax-paying American companies," unquote. Well, all right. Aditya joins me for more updates now. Aditya, that's a big claim coming in from the United States President Donald Trump about the European Union calling, in fact, the practices of imposing the fine on them, and also saying that he will be forced to invoke a 301 section against it. What more details in this perspective are you picking up from the official statements coming in also from White House?
Well, absolutely. The statements that have been coming out from the White House, clearly suggest that, Trump is even not happy with the European Union because, as far as trade is concerned, we have seen, in the past how the EU leaders and, US President Donald Trump has, agreed on many, instances, agreed on many, many case scenarios where, the mutually win-win situation for both have been discussed. However, we've recently seen that EU delegation actually is recently met also the EU chief Ursula von der Leyen also met Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and several the trade discussions regarding the free trade agreement between India and EU were discussed. So at this juncture, Trump is as far as the trade issue is concerned, Trump is seen accusing all the other countries of unfair trade practices, and that is why he has almost no countries, saved from these trade barriers that Donald Trump is repeatedly imposing on other countries. So at this juncture, needs to be seen. It is a wait and watch situation as to how the situation further progresses.